The purpose of my speech is not to tell you which is right or wrong, but to inform you on the advantages and disadvantages of attending a big or small school. If you are attending a high school, college, or something alternative, there has to be some sort of classification as to whether you are going to a big or small school. Also, there's most likely someone you know who attends the opposite of your school size. I'm assuming we all sort of have a feel for bigger and smaller school aspects. Some of us may attended both. Either way, both of these classifications have advantages and disadvantages. To start the discussion, I will first talk about the disadvantages of going to a smaller school. 1. Having less students usually means less opportunities. This includes less social activities such as sports and academic programs, and fewer people that you can interact and become friends with. There is a quote that comes from a paper written by Svenik Fisk entitled Advantages and Disadvantages of Attending a Small School. It says, one transferred out because she felt stranded on the weekends, another felt that her department had inadequate resources, and she did not like the fact that she was stuck taking classes with the same few professors over and over again. He is talking of a friend who was explaining the disadvantages of a small college she attended. On the other hand, advantages of attending a small school include a closer relationship with your peers. Having less students means that you are available to more one-on-one time with your teachers, and you also have less students, which usually leads to everyone knowing everyone, and most people are friends with each other, rather than having multiple cliques. This next quote comes from an essay written by a Harvard student called What's So Big About Small Schools? It reads, small schools are often characterized by personalized attention, curriculum integration, and specialization. We lack relational trust and respect in a student's sense of belonging. Even though smaller schools usually have less opportunities, you are still available to most everything that a big school offers. You just have to find it on your own or through another school. Some people might go to a different school to play sports their school do not offer. A smaller school means that you feel that you have a big family. You develop closer personal relationships, and mostly everyone you know, even your teachers outside of school. Now I will talk about the disadvantages of attending a big school. A bigger school means more students and less one-on-one time. Having hundreds of students makes it to where you are constantly seeing people you do not know, and you don't have the same close-knit feeling that you usually get with a smaller school. A bigger school also includes more competition. When it comes to sports, academic interests, etc., when there are more students, you are less likely to get on a team or in a group. I'm not saying that it's impossible, just more difficult when there are more people who want the same thing as you. Despite the disadvantages, there are many advantages of going to a big school. One advantage is that there are usually more academic and athletic programs. As Nick Kurt said in Matt Silich's essay, bigger schools, bigger opportunities. The more resources you have, the more you can learn, the more opportunities you have. The smaller the school, the less athletic teams and clubs you have. For instance, my school, for instance, does not have a soccer, tennis, or lacrosse team. If a student wants to play one of these sports, they either have to pay for a travel league or play on a team for another school. Whereas at a bigger school, such as Owasso High School, these sports teams are available firsthand. There are also more of a variety of clubs, like chess club, science club, and knitting club. There is not always availability when there are a small number of students. After all this information, it is easy to understand that both bigger and smaller schools have multiple advantages and disadvantages. I believe that it entirely depends on the person's personality and learning skills, whether you prefer a big or a small school. I do not think that there is a right or wrong answer to which you want to choose because it is a personal opinion.